Hi, my name is Mandy Elliott. Just to give you a bit of background history on where I get my experience from in the industry. I worked for Pfizer Laboratories, a multinational pharmaceutical, for those of you who don't know. And we started, I was actually the travel and events manager at the organisation. We implemented a meetings management program, and obviously that's where we got to know some things about what goes on in the eventing industry. So, with regards to going forward, corporate strategic meetings management and the professional conference organiser. Let's just see, next slide. So she switches it off. The first thing that you do when planning an event, I personally hit the bottle. Somebody comes to me with a brief and says, I want an event, and I go, oh my greatness, now what? What am I up against? Now the second thing to do when planning an event, then I hit the drugs. Because now I know it's going pear-shaped. I know I've got limited time and they want miracles from me. So, in my opinion, being a PCO or an event coordinator in this industry, if you will, is a really tough job. It's customer satisfaction all the way, and nobody's ever happy. So bearing that in mind, do corporations understand the issues that PCOs are faced with? Well, I think we can probably surmise that probably not is a really good answer. I don't think I've ever had an opportunity to sit down with my PCO and say, do I understand what you're going through and what your challenges are? But then I am here to talk about the corporate perspective, and I do know that. So what is it that do PCOs understand, what corporates are faced with? Well, in general, in studying the best practices in the strategic meetings management industry, corporates have actually seen evidence that implementing managed meetings and managed meeting programs, they actually can generate significant costs, as Carol has alluded to. But at the same time, it's also very clear that with these strategic meetings management programs, there is no one-size-fits-all model. Whatever the relationship with your client dictates your paperwork and your history and your relationship. And as corporate travel and meetings managers take on the responsibility to rationalise the meeting spend, they actually have the opportunity to define the strategic direction for a landmark programme. Can both sides be happy? Well, I think so. It's a bit of a challenge and a push and pull, but I think so. Procurement departments, they're under pressure to save money. And where strategic meetings management programs are implemented, the requirement from procurement departments is to actually deliver events simpler, to cheaper, faster. The lead times are getting smaller, your budgets are getting smaller, and we're giving you less time to do it. So going forward from here, what is it that corporates are actually looking for? Well, we actually want to know, as large organisations, what is it we're spending and where we're spending it. We want to leverage that buying power. We want to take the relationships that we have, and we want to build on those and make them more profitable for both parties. We want to consolidate those suppliers, streamline the operations. Because normally, within a given organisation, you've probably got 50 people acting in isolation. You've got PAs in all the different divisions and business units, all doing their own thing with their own suppliers, and obviously we need to take that control and do business better going forward. Transparency is obviously a big issue, which we'll get into further later. We want to improve our internal processes, because generally they're a mess, with regards to if there's no program in place specifically for strategic meetings management. What you'll find is, again, you've got 50 people acting in an isolation within the organisation. Finance don't even know who's been paid and who they're paying for what service. So we want to control the meetings cost, capture the savings, and generate reports to management. As people in procurement, they want reports from us, they want savings data from us, and basically to prove why we're in the